We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Sure. Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, yes, and you're a gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? I
am Pepe Julian Onzima. I'm an LGBTI.
What's that?
Activist. I'm a human rights defender. I'll get to what it is. I'm a human rights defender. More than that for that. But
and where do you lie?
Where do I lie? I'm a transgender person.
Transgender. You were initially male or female?
The sex that was assigned to me at birth was female.
And you opted to become male?
Not exactly opting. It's something that I have been.
How did you discover that you were actually meant to be male?
Well, growing up, you know, a child is born, and when you're growing up, you're within a society that has a certain structure, yeah? And you see yourself basically fitting more in a certain box. I am within transition.
You're within transition?
Yes.
Now, we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay?
Just for the record, I am not a gay rights activist. I believe there's nothing like gay rights. There is human rights. While
in transition, you're having a girlfriend?
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are you doing with this lady?
By choice.
By choice?
Yeah. I've just not, I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean, doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
I described a gay person earlier.
Someone attracted to
the same sex.
To the same sex.
Yeah, you see.
And how did it feel?
What?
Being gay then?
It's normal. I mean, it's human. I'm speaking as a Ugandan.
And how many Ugandans are into this practice?
What do you mean practice?
Okay, this culture.
Let me rephrase it and answer it this way. How many homosexual people are there in this country? There are no statistics. Simon, you're seated with me right now. Yes. How unnatural is that?
Well, it's natural, but I'm just baffled.
Well, we are not craving for attention. And if you look at the attention that we are getting, it's totally negative. You know, it's of how unnatural we are, how un-African.
Are you living under fear?
Yes, I am.
So why don't you shift and live a normal life?
Where should I shift? This is who I am. Why should I live in a form that I'm not? Why should I do that? I think it's my right to live as I am, and I'm a citizen of this country. So I'll basically do whatever I have to do to make sure that I can live the way I am.
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be reading out your comments. We'll, of course, be hearing from an anti-gay activist also telling us his side of the story. Good morning. Hello and welcome back. This morning we're getting into a very controversial topic. That's homosexuality in Uganda. Before we proceed with Pepe Julian Onzima, a sexual minorities activist, would that be appropriate?
Human rights defender.
Well, we have Pastor Ssempa online, an anti-gay activist, to tell us his side of the story. Hello, Pastor.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good to have you online. How are you today?
I am doing well. First, I'm really extremely distressed that people who are funding these groups, such as this daughter of ours, Pepe, and so much money is being powered
Pastor,
into the country.
Pepe is a man.
Unfortunately, Pepe is a young woman who is suffering from disorder. She is a girl who has been misled and confused to think she's a man. And so you can see the way she's dressing, the way she's coming across, is trying to be a man. But you know, Pepe, for me as a psychologist, I know that there are people, we have so many young girls who suffer from this. It is a disorder, and some of these people, they press their breasts, or they go and get their breasts cut off, they cut their hair, then you end up with a pretty looking young lady who is acting like a man. For people like this one, so that they can be helped to come out of their madness.
Pastor.
Yes.
Why don't you sympathize with such people who do not opt, but who are naturally, according to Onzima, he feels it's a natural calling for them to be men, or for him to be what he is now?
There is nothing natural about using boya and biringanya in your private parts. There is nothing natural about putting a man's genital inside another man's excretory system. There is nothing natural about Onzima be denying us a chance to have children and grandchildren. There is nothing natural at all about sodomy. It is a genocide. And when you add sodomy to HIV, you come up with a black genocide of Africans. There is nothing natural. This is a boy, this is a girl trying to act like a boy. But you know, a trouser does not make you a man.
Pastor.
And you know, using cucumbers, we have many of our girls in schools.
Pastor,
urinary systems, they can no longer have reproduce because they have torn their rectums, they have torn. If you take this girl on Zima, when you check, she may be suffering from the same issues. I have been in Mulago all this time. I have young boys who are wearing diapers. But you know, because they wear these nice clothes, you don't know what is going on.
Pastor, now let's hear from Onzima. Pastor, excuse me, Pastor.
These people are sick. They need, Pastor, not only do they need our sympathy,
Pastor, can I
need
ask you
us
to stay online? Can I ask you to stay online? Then we hear from Onzima. Onzima, could you react to Pastor Ssempa?
No, I will
sounds
not.
Very abrasive.
I will not. I choose not to react and give Ssempa audience. I am not going to react to what he's saying.
Please, you see, she's afraid of the truth.
Do you feel offended?
The truth is, this is a young woman who is confused to think that she's
Pastor,
a boy.
Why don't you sound sympathetic to a man who seems to be going through a transition of sorts?
What is their name in Uganda? Like this one, she says she's intersex. What is that in Uganda? Mukazi Musajja. Because for me as a pastor, I also know that people are oppressed by demons. A demon comes and sits on them. Muzimu kujja ne gubambala ne gumugamba nti kati gwe omukazi oli musajja oba gwe omusajja oli mukazi. Kati ono waliwo omuzimu ogujja ne gumutuulako ne gumugamba nti oli muki oli musajja. We have these issues, and if I can get a chance to put on Zima, I will.
Oh, sorry, we lost you along the way. Onzima, I realize you're offended by the pastor's statement, and it's not the first time that he's making such reactions to your cause. How do you feel when two men go to bed and start romancing? How do you feel?
That is none of my business. What they do in their privacy is none of my business. What I do is respect people as they are, and I'm even respectful enough to try and create awareness about this confusion that the pastor is making. Just listen to me. I need to put this correct. There's a lot of molestation of girls. And boys, yes.
Do you feel
and
normal?
I am absolutely normal. I am absolutely normal. I smile, I laugh, I fall sick, I get well, I seek
You exercise conjugal rights, do you?
I told you earlier on, I am not. But I do. I have, and I will when I choose to, yes.
How will you do it?
What do you mean, how will I do it?
Because nature cannot allow you.
What do you mean nature cannot allow me? I am attracted to someone sexually. That is nature allowing me.
Why do you recruit young boys and girls into this gay activism?
There is no such thing as recruitment of young people or adults or anything like that. What is recruitment, first of all? When you ask me about recruitment, what do you mean by recruitment?
I mean, trying to put them into your system, teaching them what to do, how to go about it.
We do not do that. Of people actually...
Before we proceed, let's take another caller from... rather, Pastor Ssempa is back online for just a couple of minutes.
Simon.
For just a couple of minutes,
Simon.
Hello,
Simon.
Pastor.
Yes, it's me.
Yes, you're back. But Pastor, could you kindly be sympathetic towards?
I don't need Sempa's sympathy. I don't.
Sympathy for this girl who's confusing us. Ono muwala abuzabuza ffe. Mbomwe yabagamba bakola embaga ewandege naga tujja bakuba amasekerawe by'obusirusiru. President ne bamukubira esimu ne batisa.
So gay people are not bent on reproducing.
It's not about that.
Why
there are so many.
Why do we
there
find
so many
going into adoption?
There are so many people who have children. So many gay people who have children. I don't know why there's this whole notion that we cannot have children. We do not want children.
How can you get children?
Can we just not...
Biologically, please.
We're
not vulgarizing the show, but I want you to tell me how you can get a child when you're interfacing or when you're having intercourse with a fellow man or a fellow woman.
Is there only one way to have children? Is there only one way?
Yes, there is.
Really?
Yes, there is.
So what do people who cannot, for instance, who are barren or sterile, how do they get children? How do they raise children?
Is that the way we should go?
I'm not saying that. It's a diverse world. There are so many different things that are there. There are options for people who cannot biologically give birth for them to be able to raise families. So
Tell
why
me,
not?
What do you think of Chris Mubiru?
Chris Mubiru...
And his orgies that were captured on camera.
Well, that is his stuff.
Why? Why would you stick on?
Because this is who I am, and I need to talk about it. There's so many people who are like me, who have been pushed. You know, they are so oppressed they cannot speak for themselves.
Yeah, because society doesn't approve of whatever you're doing at the moment.
What do you mean? So I shouldn't be dressed because of that?
Legally, is there any legal justification for homosexuality?
I told you I'm a human rights defender. And I see Pastor Ssempa has come here. When I agreed to come to this show, I spoke to you.
I'm sorry, it's just storming.
No, he cannot just storm in. So if he storms in, I storm out. Thanks for your time. I cannot go on with this debate
Before
anymore.
you go, do you recognize these things?
Pepe, I'm sorry, can you give me a minute?
Pepe, do you recognize some of these things here? These are some of the things they use. I want to give you evidence. You see,
Pastor, aren't you being too harsh to these people?
No.
Why for once can't you relax and then think about the pain they go through as society ostracizes them?
Kansoke nkubulire lwaki adduse. Njagala olabe ebintu bino, obiraba bino. Ebintu bino ze karoti ze bakozesa. Okiwulira? Bakozesa karoti zino ne befu oyo omuwala gw'olabye alowooza nti musajja. She thinks she's a man. But she does not have the equipment to be a man. So what do? To be able to try and penetrate the other person, they use carrots. Bakozesa carrot. Ochirab. Bakozesa amatoke.
I think you're being a little
No. Bakozesa mbogoya. bakozesa bino bichukamba. Nze mbadde mulago. I am a counselor. For many years I counsel people like her. When I counsel them, I discover that they have problems. Some of the problems is when you use something like this. So when you use something like this and you put it inside you, you reap your urinary tract areas. When they put it inside there behind, ngabola ba Chris Mubiru. Abana bayulika chetuva tukiita okuvuga olupanga.
But this is a disorder, right? If it's a disorder,
yes.
Do you feel you're handling it the right way?
Yes, yes.
Or you're being too aggressive, too harsh on them?
No. You see, first of all, what makes him...
I'm glad Pepe is back.
I'm glad she has got...
Can you shake hands before we proceed?
Of course. How are you, Pepe? Nsaba mukama amanyi goga yingira omwana wa fono.
Pastor, no.
Kamusabire ko rwaza yagala.
No. Pastor, let's maintain civility on the show. Let's maintain civility. Let's maintain civility. Pastor Ssempa argues that these are the instruments you use.
These are vegetables.
Yes.
Vino.
I eat this on my plate.
You eat them on your plate?
Yes.
You don't use them when you're having carnal knowledge?
Absolutely no, and Ssempa should stop misinforming the public.
Kachona Rimba. Me, I'm a counselor. I've counseled many of these. First of all, they start in second grade.
Just translate what
Pepe,
stuff is saying.
You are paid heavily to promote homosexuality in Uganda. What's your reaction?
It is not true. He claims I have a lot of money, I'm wearing fancy clothes and all that stuff. I do not even earn the amount of money he thinks. I do not even earn $100 a month or even annually. I do not make the money that he thinks that we make. I'm talking
just a second,
talking about promotion of homosexuality, recruitment and all those things. They do not.
What's your work? What's your work? What does your work entail?
It entails advocacy around sexual orientation and gender identity, and this includes making sure that people that people access health services, they access education, they access, like the so-called normal.
Do you need counseling?
The Constitution. I do not need counseling.
Okay, Sebo, let me help you, sir.
I do not need counseling.
I'm glad she's talking about for everyone. It's a she. You see, this one is a banana.
Don't abuse someone's sex.
I know her.
This gentleman is a transgender.
She's a female. There are no two. It is either male or female. Let me first tell you, sodomy is about confusion. She's a woman. But she's thinking, excuse me, Phil, I've given you a chance. You see, a banana is different from a cucumber. A carrot is different from a banana. I want you to understand. You cannot equate. No, these are not equal. So for you to say we are advocating for everyone's right. No. You have a social obligation. This is a truth. I follow you ardently on your Facebook. I follow you ardently. Their life is full of misery. Party after party. She can never have children.
Where's the constitutional provision that promotes homosexuality in this country?
I told you it's not homosexuality.
What is
I
it?
do human rights. Protect life.
You ask sodomy, she said human rights. We said sodomy, she said gay. We ask Ebisiyaga, she says sexual minorities. Confusion of the highest order. So what they do is they cover. This girl needs to be told she's a girl. No, this young girl needs to be told she's a woman, not a man. What tribe are you, by the way? What clan are you? Tachimanyi asirise. Do you have fathers and grandfathers?
Of course it does.
Tachimanyi tagana chidamu chimuswaza. What is your tribal name?
What's
Yes, in the black people, we have ancestors and descendants. Minorities, they are trying to say majorities and minorities. You cannot equate, a carrot with a banana. And I want this young woman to explain to you.
Let's give him a chance.
What does she use for sex? What do they use for sex? What do you use? What do you use for sex? As a man,
Stop insulting my food.
You see,
Ssempa.
they don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, let's hear from him. Let's hear from Pepe.
Why don't you respect yourself, Ssempa?
Pastor, can you become for now? Can you become? And let him respond.
Okay, I'll put these ones here. I'll put these ones here to see if she will answer.
Pastor, he gave you a chance to speak.
You see,
Okay, go ahead.
So, to have people like this lead our society, mislead our society, is really appalling.
Get over it.
You know, my family supports me.
This is not San Francisco.
This is Uganda. And let me tell you, Ssempa, I am not going anywhere.
Have you looked at Chris Mubiru's footage?
I have seen the red paper.
Can I pull up your Facebook?
Please do, please do.
Let me pull up your
please
Facebook
do, because you are lying to the entire country.
Let me bring it up.
You are lying to the entire country, Ssempa.
I'm watching you discussing.
You might be so vocal.
When Chris Mubiru came out,
you might be so vocal.
Facebook. Julia Pepe
What do you make of the president?
You see, the president is being pressurized. Me, for 3 years, they have opened court cases against me. They have spoken evil against me. They have called me. We do not have
a court case against you.
They threaten death. I've received death threats. Americans want to bomb me. When you are alone, they harass you. So President Museveni has been harassed for 3 years. We neither retreat, we no surrender. But Mama Baba said, government will not support it. You see what is happening? They are pressurizing.
Do you have gadgets that you use during intercourse?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do your colleagues have gadgets they use during intercourse?
I don't know. That's their private life. I do not know.
The truth.
When you saw Chris Mubiru sodomizing, what if there were 2 adults?
That is what they do in their privacy.
Okay. That's okay. Is that okay?
For me, what happens between 2 adults behind their closed doors is none of my business.
So in your advocacy, what exactly do you do?
You've asked that like 3 times.
Yes. And I need to hear this again.
Can the pastor shut up while I say this?
Yes.
Because he's been interrupting and probably you did not
He's
get
quiet.
it.
Pastor is quiet. Pastor, will you be quiet?
I am
so
outraged.
What will you do? Rather, what do you do in your advocacy work?
I told you, we talk about the advocacy is on the rights of human beings regardless of their sexual orientation and gender identity, to keep promoting their agenda.
Hour here. I want to bring this.
Have you conducted a census to know who belongs to you and who doesn't?
But are you repeating these questions for the benefit of the
embarrassing.
pastor or what?
Please, it is embarrassing.
Because I answered all these things long time ago.
Let me answer. Let me tell you. You see what is happening? They try to equate heterosexuality with homosexuality as if it's vanilla and ice cream of chocolate. They are not. I want to tell you that using a gadget, which is why she's afraid. Most of you see, she says, you see, these are facts. They want to discuss it in words. But I want you to know, what is your level of education, by the way?
I'm not answering.
Okay, you see, she doesn't know. Let me tell you the concept of experiencing death from HIV than a normal person. Why? When you take a man, this is a man's genital, and you insert them into the intestine. Okay, they put their genitals into the excretory system. This excretory system is not designed to receive. It is only for exit. Chinechenda we bachikurusanya. Nechiyulika, nechitirika omusaayi. Nechidoka chitambuza obulwadde. That is for men. For women, what they do is they begin their sexual acts, because she does not have the equipment. They begin to use their lips. So the mouth is used to lick the other person. That's number 1. It created orogonorrhea. Many lesbians have orogonorrheas, orosyphilis. Number 2, because they don't have the equipment, they begin to use gadgets like bananas. They use carrots. They use bananas. They use cucumbers and other metallized ones, and they put them inside themselves.
It's not true.
It's a gay disease. Get over it.
It's not true, Ssempa. You know that.
Pastor, relax. Pastor, relax.
It's not true.
Yes.
It's just, actually, it's your ignorance.
No,
it's limited. I'm not going to talk about
you
statistics.
Don't know.
I know.
When you don't have data,
I am not going to go
quiet.
Back and forth.
But when we have data, let us talk.
Now, the final question. The final question. Pepe, how do you want society to perceive you?
As a human being.
But society has rejected you.
It has not rejected me. It is the propaganda of the likes of Ssempa.
What is your clan?
My family loves me as I am.
What is your clan?
Actually, even right now,
what is your tribe?
Would your parents...
I choose not to tell you, Ssempa.
Onzima, would your parents... Onzima, no, Pastor, hold it, please. Pastor, Pepe.
I cannot believe you put me on a show with a hooligan.
Pepe, would your parents attend a wedding where you are with a person of the same sex?
A person I love, a person who cares about me, yes.
How
as
did your
I am
parents
here,
feel?
let me tell you, Simon, as I am here, my family supports me.
Are they supporting a disorder?
I have a name.
What is the tribe?
I refuse to tell you.
Okay, Pastor, this are anti-gay.
Me, I'm gay. I'm happy. But this is the confusion. They say
you
I
are
am not limited
for LGBTI.
I
Lesbians,
am an activist,
gays,
bisexuals,
transgender, and intersexuals.
Let me tell you something.
Where's the H?
Human rights. I told you earlier. I am a human rights activist.
We are dealing with a girl who thinks she's a boy.
A gentleman.
That is number one.
Treat him as a gentleman.
Symptom number one of gender identity disorder. Being number two, I'll give you my phone number at the end. 0772 641028. Number two, she does not have a tribe. Fefenna kati ne bana balabirira omwana ono mutuyambe kubanga karoti zino muziraba amatooke gano ge beesonseka bino bikyukamba bye beesonseka abazungu ne babakubira akagombe nti buli bakabi Clinton n'abawa award okulwanyisa Kamiliyoni Bobi Wine
The final one. No.
Yes,
I'm afraid. Pastor, no. I'm afraid you're not going to do this. Because my guest is not comfortable. No. Well, on that note, we thank you very much. That's all we have for you. Good morning. The morning grace continues. All right, on that note, we wind up and that ends the show. The morning grace.